had done up till that a man has two obligations, one for his family and the other for his society and people and community. In a civil and humane society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclinations and abilities. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. So he says normally a man has got two obligations, and a man according to his own ability, according to his own efforts, according to his own inclinations, fulfills both the duties. But in a country like South Africa, where a man of my type, who is dark in color, we didn't have the it was not possible for us to fulfill both the obligations, either towards our family or either towards our nation. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. So he says that in South Africa, a black man, a dark man, wanted to behave just like a human and wanted to carry on humanity. He was punished and isolated, separated from all other people. So in South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. Then he says that if a man wanted to fulfill his duties towards his nation, towards his people, then he was separated from his family. He was considered to be a rebellious person and he had to hide. He had to live a life of secrecy because he had rebelled against those whites. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. He said that initially, when I was also working out to work for my people, then it was so that when I was working for my people, automatically I was deprived of fulfilling my obligations towards my family, my son, my daughter, my wife. I was not born with hunger to be free. I was born free, free in every way that I could know. He says that I was not born to be having a desire that I should be free. I was born free and free in every aspect. Free to run in the fields near my mother's hut, free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village, free to roast mealies under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the customs of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. So he says that when I was a kid, I was free. I used to run across the fields near my hut. I used to take a ride on the back of the bulls. I used to swim into the river. I used to roast the mealies under the stars. He says that as long as I was obeying my father and the customs of my tribe, I was not against the law of God or my tribe. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion, when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, that I began to hunger for it. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself, the transitory freedoms of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I chose. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic and honorable freedoms of achieving my potential, of earning my keep, of marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. So he says that when I grew a little bit more, then I came to know that all my freedom was an illusion. It was wrong for me, because when I grew more in age, then I came to know that my freedom had already been snatched by the white people. Because when he was in school, he wanted to have freedom to study on his own whatever he wanted to read, to explore the people and go wherever he wanted to. Then later, when he grew more as a young man in Johannesburg, he wanted to have freedom to marry whenever he wanted, to have a family of his own. and to earn money in order to carry on his livelihood. So he wanted that my freedom should not be obstructed in a lawful life. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. Later on, he saw that none of us are free. Not only me, others are also not free. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. Then he used to observe that what is it? Then he came to know that people of all of his color, they all are deprived of their freedom. That is when I joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. And so he said, then I joined the African National Congress, and from here started the greed for having freedom. And when I used to work for the people, then it became the freedom for my people. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect that animated my life. Then he says that because I had a strong desire that all my people should be free and they should have their own free life, they should have their own self-esteem, their own dignity. So it animated his life means he kept continuously working for this cause. That transformed a frightened young man into a bold man, and because of this strong desire, he initially was a scary person, but now he became a you can say brave person. That drove a law-abiding attorney to become a criminal, that turned a family-loving husband into a man without a home, that forced a life-loving man to live like a monk. Then he said that this desire was so strong that it made me turn into a criminal. A loving husband was forced to a man without a home because now I had to leave my family because I had to work for my people. And then a life loving man lived a life of a monk, secluded life, an isolated life. I am no more virtuous or self sacrificing than the next man, but I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. He said that I am not a virtuous or a self sacrificing person, but when I came to know that none of the people are free of my tribe, then I could not even enjoy whatever freedom, small limited freedom was given to me. That also I could not enjoy when I came to know that none of my people are happy. Freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. Then he said that freedom should be equal. It is not divisible that I am free, you are not free. So he said that the chains which were put on some of the people of my tribe meant a chain on me, meant a chain on the whole tribe. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow mindedness. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom. So he says that if a man takes away or snatches the freedom of any other person, then he himself is a prisoner of hatred. People start hating him. Then and he is locked behind the bars of his own prejudice कि नहीं मुझे इससे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ही करना है, ये अच्छा इंसान नहीं, ही इज़ अ ब्लैक पर्सन. तो ही इज़ यू कैन से एंटैंगल्ड behind the bars of his own prejudice, of his own hatred. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom, just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. So he says that I am not free if I take the freedom of any other person. Right? So he says that when my freedom is taken from me, then also I will not feel free. I will feel uncomfortable. Similarly, when I am taking the freedom of any other person, that same feeling should occur in me, that I should not feel free for myself also. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. So he says that one who oppresses the other and the person who is oppressed under him, they both are actually the both are actually robbed of humanity. Robbed of humanity means उनका जो इंसानियत है वो मर चुका होता है. So those who are oppressed, that means like the black people, and those who are the oppressors, like the white people who are trying to suppress the freedom of the black people, both of them have got inhumanity in themselves. राइट जैसे नहीं कहते हैं कि जुल्म सहने वाला भी उतना ही गुनहगार है जितना कि जुल्म करने वाला. सो दिस वाज अ लेसन ऑफ नेल्सन मंडेला, अ लॉन्ग वॉक टू फ्रीडम, in which we came to know how much he had struggled and how much many people of his tribe had sacrificed their lives in order to give freedom to their own tribe. And now they were not present because they had sacrificed their lives, and they could not see that how their struggle for freedom had brought fruits in front of them. So just be clear with this chapter, and then we will meet in the next video with another lesson. Thank you.